25 till the hour. Please welcome now from Bloomington, Illinois, Russell Rush. That's a neat name, isn't it? Russell Rush?
I love that.
Russell Rush.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. He's a radio talk show host.
Huh.
Well, that's a good name. Is that your real name, Russell?
Absolutely, yeah.
I like that, baby. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. Great to be here, and I want to thank you for all the work that you do for the ranch and Tomorrow's Children Fund and CJ Foundation for SIDS.
Well, that's sweet of you. You're quite welcome. Russell works, what is the top 40 station in Bloomington?
Yep, WBNQ, and they all love you down there. And we, my niece, actually, I brought a picture here so that you can see, and for all who can't, this is my niece Caroline. In August of 2002, she died of SIDS, just shy of 5 months old. In her first day at child care, within her first 2 hours, the babysitter actually placed her on her tummy to sleep. And Caroline had always been backslept, and we now know that when you place a baby that's always backslept on their tummy, they're 18 times more likely to die from SIDS. So it was in her first day and first 2 hours that we lost Caroline.
Well, now, is this your brother or your wife?
My sister's child.
Or your sister?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how did she go? Oh, God. I mean, that's just, how did she find out about it?
It was just a mess that day because my sister actually had struggled with, should she go back to school and get her degree or whatever, and she didn't know she'd stay home with the baby. So that kind of added to the guilt factor once, because it's hard to to find good childcare.
Of course. So, well, where was she when, I guess they just called from the childcare place, right?
They called 911, and everybody just started calling everybody and getting to the hospital, but there was no reviving her, obviously. And then, and it's just a nasty thing because a lot of people don't understand SIDS, so then all the authorities get into it, and they don't understand it, and kind of treat you like, did you do something wrong, kind of thing or whatever. But so it's just an awful thing to go through, and it took about a year for our family to kind of get through everything, to be able to talk about it, and then having the power of the radio station, like you guys are doing the radiothon here, I decided I'd use my powers for good instead of evil for once. And so actually we did an event in Bloomington that pales in comparison to what you guys are doing here, but I just wanted to do something to raise awareness, and I actually went up and lived on the rooftop of a McDonald's for until we vowed to raise $20,000. And
it looks like you didn't stand it.
I was waiting for that.
How long were you up there?
Up there for 8 days.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
How'd that work?
I think my listeners were just trying to play with me after a while there, because the donations really started to come in at the end. They felt bad for me after day 6.
Yeah. Did your sister have any other kids now, or?
No. She hopes to.
Yeah. Well, one of the things you mentioned about the authorities and so on, I think it's less so now thanks to organizations like the CJ Foundation and so on. But they used to immediately suspect child abuse. And
Absolutely.
So I guess they still do in some cases. So.
Well, they just don't know. I mean, I guess you can't blame them because they don't understand, but it's an awful thing to go through, and that's why I'm working right now with, being in Illinois, I work with SIDS of Illinois, which is just one of the premier SIDS organizations, and they do work with CJ. Right. And we've done a lot of professional panels to talk with, coroners, police departments, first responders, to try and make them aware. So, and the cool thing about being on the roof, I mean, the money was great, and that we've actually sponsored a campaign where we took a onesie for an infant, and they get it at the hospital, and on the front it says, "This side up, please place me on my back to sleep." So it's kind of a neat thing.
Idea.
But being up there 8 days, we were able to, 50,000-mile radio station, we were able to raise awareness as well as some funds. So.
Oh, well, good for you.
Sure.
Well, that is good if you can take and turn a, I didn't mention you're evil, but I mean, but taking the power of a radio program and turning it into something good for you.
Well, they tell me that I had one of the people from SIDS of Illinois actually on the air with me one night. And I'm sure this has happened to you at one point, but Nancy actually came on with me, and she called it the first annual Riff Sit for SIDS. So I guess I'm going back up, but not my decision. But no, it'll be fun.
Russell, thank you very much. Good luck to your sister and so on, and thanks for taking the time to do this. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Russell Rush here on the Imus In The Morning program from Bloomington, Illinois, talking about his niece, Caroline Michelle Fernandez. She was, She was born on March 31st, 2002, and she died on August 26, 2002. She was just shy of 5 months old, and she was at daycare. And they put her on her tummy instead of her back. And I don't know. But the incidence of these SIDS deaths have been reduced, as I said, dramatically. And it really is a result of, particularly the CJ Foundation for SIDS, I think, is the first really nationwide organization to really, integrate themselves with all of these other various local SIDS organizations and get the word out. So they've done a great job. And that's why we're here every year, and this is the 15th year, to try to raise money, because that's how they do it. So how they're able to function. The CJ Foundation for SIDS, Tomorrow's Children's Fund, and the Imus Trans for Kids with Cancer. Their phone number is 1-877-877-6464. Use any credit card you have, and obviously your donation is tax deductible. It is 19 minutes now for the hour here. Talk with Rob and Dib and some other folks coming up.